Hi everyone, it's Amanda from the Quilting Bee in Massillon, Ohio, and I've just spent the last few days rearranging after fixing the pods. So I thought I'd give you a tour of the fresh look that is the Quilting Bee. So come take a peek. So when you first walk in, it is still the same out on this side for the most part. Roy G. Biv is the order of the front bookcases. We did take our orphan fat quarters, and rather than have them in the bucket, they are now nicely organized in, of course, Roy G. Biv order on the shelves so you can see them better and you don't have to keep rifling through them. So the orphans are rearranged, and I got a slat wall installed so all of our notions are now nicely presented for you to see. We still have our cradle to show our new arrivals. I'm going to be doing a Facebook Live soon to show you in detail those prints from Moda and Robert Kaufman. But I've also got a new addition, if you haven't seen yet, foundation paper piecing. So the front bookcase right by the door is now holding all kinds of foundation paper piecing tools, templates, and books. So you will also find some foundation paper piecing items here, and we'll be adding as we find something that we think is really nifty and helping in that process. If you haven't been in yet, then you haven't seen the bag depot. So we have a cake tier of strapping by the yard that is available right over there. It's actually in half-yard increments because, you know, in our world, everything's a half-yard increment. But this is the bag depot. So we have all kinds of strapping. We have some ribbon from Renaissance Ribbons for Tula Pink, some different carrier templates, all kinds of patterns. There are Liz's bags that she's made up. Tons of patterns. The interfacing, of course, our bright, happy selection of thread and zippers that work really well together. And more bag. We've got more bag patterns. And all the hardware. We have the most common hardware packages that you need. We can't carry every size because that's just crazy. But we have the most common ones that we have found. We have all the colors of the mesh fabric from by Annie. Soft and stable again for interfacing, bag stabilizers, all that good stuff. So that is the bag depot. Now for the fun part, the sanctuary. So these pods had to get emptied and reinforced. So I think the only thing that stayed the same, blenders are still in this aisleway. So our crackle, batiks, grunge, that kind of thing are still in this aisleway, but all the other pods changed. While this is still black and white, I've moved everything around. Christmas has been moved over to the corner, so I'll show you that. The Tim Holtz Eclectic Elements collections are going to be here. And here we only have the pink and red so far. So that's what's calling this home. And we've grouped collections or like items together as much as possible. So there's Tango from Moda, all the black and whites, the black background prints or predominantly black are here now on the black pod. Kind of helps if you need to find anything to coordinate. Some florals, juvenile and novelty have been moved over towards the center. So it's a mix of juvenile and then more of our novelty. So the sewing, fall prints, that kind of thing are all over in this area now. M&S and Cafe, Untamed from Tula are on those last two pods, which also meant that I moved the wide backing. So I'll show you that in a minute. Panels are still in the jars on top of these two pods, hanging there on our closet rod. But again, I moved, that's Euphoria, so I moved collections around to keep them sort of in the main thoroughfare, if you will. A new addition is this wire grid rack for all the rulers we carry. We had them on the pods and it was just sort of hard to find which size or which one you might be looking for. So we have this new grid so you can look at everything in one spot and see what rulers we have. So hopefully that helps a lot. And we have a new discount corner. So all of these fabrics have been marked down already 25% from their MSRP. So you have some huge savings in here. So if you're looking for something that needs to be a backing or to build your stash up a bit, we have a great selection of juvenile, florals, blenders, that kind of thing, all in this corner. They're marked discount. So all of these are already marked discount. They're also listed on the website. So if you look for anything that is sale exclamation point, you will find all of these bolts. So then that brings us to fall. So I've got creams on the end, but we moved fall and Halloween over here and then Christmas over here because they're sort of a focused area and I wanted to get them out of the main thoroughfare. Thank you, Liz. So Christmas is now over at this end over by the patterns, and Halloween and fall followed suit. So Halloween and fall is now over here. So there's more of our juvenile, and then M&S and Kate are still back on this corner. That means I put backings over here because that's really sort of a niche thing. It's not common yardage. So I wanted to sort of isolate that and put that back here. So here's all of our wide backings. We do have more to come in the coming months, so I'm excited to see those prints. I think we're actually going to cut some of it and sell it as 1 yard cuts because it's just gorgeous. And then you still have our 10-minute table runners, various kits, all the pre-cuts in one spot. We have fat quarter bundles. We continue to make these across collections. So if you want to get a fat quarter bundle of something, those are all online. And coaster kits are over here at the entrance to the she shed. So there you have it. That is the tour of the fresh Quilting Bee in 2025.